Hi, it's Brittany with Planning with Britt, and I wanted to walk through this planner with you, my B6 Plans by Just Scribble, and discuss how One Book July went, what I think about the planner, and what I plan on doing moving forward into August. So if that's something you're interested in following along with, then hang out. Okay, so we're back for another video. This one is not going to be a plan with me, but more like a wrap up of One Book July. What did I think about the planner? What did I think about the One Book July process? What did I learn from that? And then where are we at moving into August? So we'll just go back through from the beginning. If you want to see how any of this was set up, I have a One Book July playlist that you can check out. Then I'll show you some of that. So I didn't ever really put anything in the pockets for July. This was a card that came from Lauren Phelps when I ordered my clear cover. This one, I'm not sure where it came from or where I've had it, but it kind of matched the gray. And of course, you know, if you know me, I kind of like that little teal green quite a lot, a color like that. And then on the cover, this is not attached. These are kind of loose. In fact, when I opened it up earlier, it was like around the corner here. I did order a Lauren Phelps design cover, and I think I am going to order, there is another one that if you watch Siobhan's video about covers for the B6, with the Cosmo Air Light paper, it's thicker than like normal B6s. So this Lauren Phelps design cover is a little tight. And so she listed another one there. I have it open on my phone to like order. I just haven't ordered it yet, but I think I'm going to order that one that's a little bigger, that may fit this a little better, and then I may attach those a little better after that. So this is a 2025 horizontal volume 2. So this goes from July through the end of the year, and I ordered this planner and decided to use it for One Book July. So in my beginning videos, I talked about One Book July, mostly bringing me back to planning in general, because the whole beginning of this year, I overwhelmed myself by ordering a ton of planners without a real purpose for them. And so when we got started, I was just kind of overwhelmed. I was trying to do like the same spread in 2 different planners to decide which one I liked, which one I was going to use. There was pros and cons to all. And I just eventually, once the year got busy and started, I just gave up until this one. So now in July, this has got me back into planning. So these were the inside covers. We walked through that already. I attached that self-love bingo card there. My name sticker. The name stickers are custom and they come from my shop if that's something you're interested in. I usually link my sticker shop down below. A little bit of new work or new stuff for 2026 that's now on the books. I still have not used this, found a use for it, or anything like that. I don't know going forward if I will, but I had a couple thoughts. I just never did anything with it. All right, and so we set this up, I think on camera. I think I wrote some of it here and then some of it off camera. I'm not completely remembering correctly for sure, but this was my word of the year kind of stuff. And then I hadn't had a use for this page yet, but I think at this point what I want to do here is attach my vision board for the year. So that'll probably come in a later video. So be on the lookout for that. I did use my goal pages to do my 2025 goals. I use these Moxie Life labels for the 8 Moxie Life categories. This one says financial. I just have it covered. But I did use the Moxie Life categories and they fit perfectly inside this planner. I'm also using some tabs by Type A from Alexa here on these. And these Moxie Life labels are in my shop as well. I made a full page sticker for this sheet. And then I think I'm going to do the exact same thing here. This is going to be like a Q3 mood board or a vision board. And I'll probably just create that in Canva. My vision board's already created in Canva. But I'll probably just make the mood board and put it on sticker paper and put it here. So that is the plan for this page, I think, moving forward. Q3 goals, same concept. These are from my shop. And yeah, they fit well in here in this Just Plans book. All right, so I finally filled this in. And so all I did was go back to the weeklies where I had like the habit trackers like here, and then put all this info in now here at the end of the month. I'm not sure how helpful this is going to be or if I'm going to continue this, maybe it's helpful to look at a widespread like quarter of what I'm doing. At this point, the things I'm tracking, I don't know, are more helpful. I mean, that it's more helpful for me to look like at the weekly view, like just looking here, or looking all the way across the month. So, I mean, maybe I may continue for this quarter and then just make a decision before we go into quarter 4 how I want to do that. And so this here, this blue dot with these lines were, I had planned on tracking this. I just didn't actually do it. And then these last ones, I had not added them in yet. So you'll see that as we get through there. And that's the end of that. And then I don't know what this extra space is for here. I haven't made any minds up to do anything different with that. I'm tracking my content here on this sheet. These are the weeks of the quarter. I use the HB90 system and everything goes by a week, like 1 through 13. And then these are the weeks of the year. So that's like, or no, I think these were, yeah, maybe the weeks of the year. I think so. I'm pretty sure that's where we're at. I added those in. I'm not sure if I'll continue doing that for now, but for the moment it's there. Then I made a July cover page. You've seen this already. And then these are my July goals. And so up here, I think I'm going to track wins and I'll finish up this. So we'll wrap up the July goals and recap July and then plan for August all in the next video. So there's that still to come. So some of this goal tracking I've done week by week as we get to the week, and some of it I have not marked at all. So we'll get all that caught up in that video. So this was the month of July and how it pretty much worked out. I may add some more deco. I really don't mind the white space. It's kind of looks cute as it is. So we can leave that as it is. So here we'll have monthly reflections. I'll use those, my stickers from my shop to do the monthly reflections here. And I use the Moxie Life questions for my monthly reflections. And then I may brainstorm new monthly goals here or kind of flesh that out if I need to. And if not, it can just be a deco sheet. That doesn't bother me at all. And then this was the first week. So we've probably flipped through this already. I feel like I go back and flip every week, but that was the first set of weekly reflections and then the first set of dailies. So that's how I've been using this planner. My weekly actions are in this column, my normal weekly plan stuff, and then I do the reflections for at the end of the week here. And then we plan for the next week. So here's the dailies for this week. And then again, this is like time stuff. My basic weekly plan is down here in these bottom corners. My weekly actions for the week, to-dos, deco. I haven't done anything with this column at all except for deco. Meals, habits. There we go. And then weekly reflections at the end of that week. On the 13th, I'll reflect on that. Daily sheets here. And then same process for each week. So here's the next week. And I haven't changed much as time went on. I have pretty much stuck to the same format. And I'm loving it. I don't know that I see too much that I would change really at all. So again, this paper's different and I had to do a little trial and error. So like I learned that I don't highlight over top of my writing, at least with this pen and the highlighters or Tombows, whatever I'm using that week. But I definitely need to highlight first. And I've got to give this all a little bit more dry time. You can see I smear here because I mark and then move my hand. And so you got to give this paper, this is the B7 Cosmo Airlight paper, a little bit of time to dry. And in the Julys, this was my favorite week. Just the way the deco looks and the colors. I just love the colors in this week. So weekly reflections and then dailies again. And then this was the final week of July. This would be the week 5 video. And this is it all completed. So no much change to this. Right now, it looks pretty much the same as what we have going on. So there is all of that. I don't think I would make any changes at all. The things I learned from this, well, first of all, it got me back into planning. It made planning fun. I did use Live, Love, Posh stickers all the way through the month of July, just to make it easy for myself, so I didn't have to make as many choices, to make sure that I kept up with it. So that was the one thing I did that I will probably not continue. I'm going to start trying out stickers from my shop to see what size works the best in here, or if I need to create a new size. So that's kind of how I'll probably go moving forward. So I don't know many other changes I would make. I am going to try some stickers from my shop. I am going to list a few more of to-dos things that also wind up here, just so that I don't forget, like on the big picture view. So I'm going to probably do that. And if I need to, I can always carry over into here. It got me back into planning. It let me realize that this is pretty simple and that I can do this in one go. And it also made me think a little bit here, like this, dividing the page for Plan with Brit, with my shop kind of in hobby mode at this point. Like my Plan with Brit to-do list are not really crazy. And other than like, this was a really busy day that I had a lot of errands to run. A lot of these won't be. And then once I'm back at work, my to-do list for like at the house or personal or something will be much smaller, and I use a work planner, so my work to-do list, unless they're huge or meeting wise, probably won't show up here. So I could make this side a little narrower for my to-do list and then use this side for some quick journaling, and that might be a thought to carry into. But otherwise, I enjoyed the One Book July challenge. I didn't completely follow like you're supposed to, because I was still using like my A6 because of this, like mostly the monthly calendar. Let's see if we can find one, like the monthly calendar. I have this with me when I go somewhere. This is also like my wallet. So I have this when the doctor's office says we need to schedule this appointment for this time. I have it with me in my hands that I can do that right then. So I didn't quite follow the One Book July rules, and I will still memory keep elsewhere, but I'm behind on memory keeping. So we're not memory keeping July at that point right now anyways. But I did enjoy the process. I enjoyed using this book, simplifying down to this book. I really like the paper. I like the size of it. Looking at my A5 where I'm memory keeping now, after working in here, the A5 seems huge, and I really think I'm gonna enjoy the B6 size. I did add tabs here. Those are available in my shop, and I just put them on the monthly page. So the next plan with me will be planning for the month of August, as well as wrapping up July's, let's see if we can find them, kind of wrapping up the July goals that I wrote out here. We'll wrap those up. We'll reflect on those goals back here, and then we'll move on to August. And so there's probably a July recap page. So I may use this for some like currentlies or something like that. Just kind of big things that happened during the month, big things I'd want to make sure that were captured in my memory keeping, and some currently items. And then August goals would go right here. So that's kind of the plan for the next video. And then we'll move on. This would probably be a cover page. Actually, no, these were the month's reflection pages. And then we'll move on to the next set. So that will be the next video. If you like this kind of content, planners, stickers, stationery, all things in that world, then give me a like, a subscribe, and follow along for the rest of this journey. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.